Gracias por volver con nosotros. Yo soy Mario Decunto. Estamos aquí en tu comunidad con Josh Martino, el presidente de Bono's Barbecue, el restaurante de la comida deliciosa de barbecue, comida americana. Acá no sé si han probado, uno de los más famosos acá de Jacksonville. Josh Martino, thank you for being on the show.
Mucho gusto.
Gracias por estar acá con nosotros. Vamos a hacer un poquito de traducción, pero el señor Josh habla algo de español. You speak a little Spanish, is that right?
Un poquito.
Un poquito,
Sí.
Oye, muy bien. Muy bien. Así que, where did you learn Spanish? ¿Dónde aprendiste?
So my family is immigrants on both sides, Polish and Italian immigrants.
Okay, so la familia de ellos también son inmigrantes,
Sí,
polacos y también italianos.
Las lenguas son muy importantes en mi casa.
Sí. Muy bien.
Mi madre habla 8 lenguas.
Oh, man, es mucho.
Just a little bit of pressure on us.
Muchos idiomas para aprender. That's many languages.
Yeah, so we got to practice a lot at home.
Sí, mucha práctica de muchos idiomas para Josh. Y él sabe apreciar lo que es la cultura de Jacksonville, porque hoy viene para pedirle a la comunidad hispana que vengan a trabajar con él. Está buscando a gente para venir a trabajar porque le encanta el trabajador latino. Sabe que el latino trabaja fuerte, llega temprano, se va tarde, es gente que está dedicada y quiere explicarle un poquito también el proceso de cómo uno al empezar a trabajar, cómo rápidamente puede llegar a subir hasta siendo el dueño de su propio restaurante en poco tiempo. Así que vamos a dejar que Josh nos explique este lindo proceso. But Josh, I was just explaining to our Hispanic community your need to want to increase your employment of our Hispanic folks for their hard work ethic, and then also how they can rise up through the ladder, as you were explaining to me earlier, to actually even be an owner of a franchise.
So I've always personally had a great deal of respect for the Hispanic community and the work ethic of the Hispanic community. And right now in the restaurant industry, which restaurant and hotels represent the largest employer in the state of Florida, and we're having a labor crisis. We have a distinct shortage of employees throughout our industry. So we are looking for people who want to come in and work hard, and we have many wonderful success stories. People who started as dishwashers or fry cooks who now own their own businesses here in Jacksonville and throughout the state. Bono's or Willie Jewell's or some of our seafood concepts. Many years ago, in fact, he was in my office today, we had a couple that was from Texas, and they lived in this housing behind our office, which is next to one of our restaurants. And all they had was a bicycle. They had just moved in that day.
Wow.
And we're driving through our parking lot in their bicycle and smelled the smoke coming out of the pit. And they came in and asked for a job, and our fry cook had actually just left.
Oh, no.
And so we said, can you fry cook? And he said, yes. Yes. And this was 12 years ago. And now he owns the Bono's in Jack's Beach with his wife.
What a wonderful story.
Shonda and Lou. And they're just wonderful. They've gone from literally fry cook and dishwasher to owning their own restaurant. And they're very successful, and it's because of their work ethic and how much they put into it. But one of many success stories of Bono's over the last 73 years.
No sé si entendieron el cuento tan hermoso, un cuento de éxito que tuvo acá Josh, que me acaba de contar, una linda parejita que se vino de Texas y justamente estaba pasando por el restaurante para ver si había algún trabajo. Justo había una abertura y el señor empezó a trabajar y solo tenían una bicicleta y nada más. Y desde ese momento hasta ahora ya él es un dueño del nuevo restaurante que tienen ahora en la playa de Bono's Barbecue. Así que qué lindo cuento y qué lindo que uno puede tener ese sueño de realizarse, de ser el dueño de su propio negocio. What a beautiful example of how one's dreams can come true, of being a business owner, and the possibilities that exist at Bono's are amazing. So. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
No, thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. Así que no solo eso, pero Bono's hace muchas cosas en la comunidad. Trabajan con los bancos de comida No sé si muchos de ustedes por ahí han visto, por ahí en las iglesias hay bancos de comida. El restaurante Bono ha trabajado con Feeding Northeast Florida. También han trabajado con una academia que se llama Tiger Academy. Talk to me a little bit about Tiger Academy. I don't know if I'm familiar with that.
Tiger Academy is a small charter school in Northwest Jacksonville.
Okay.
People often say it's last in, the neighborhood is last in everything you don't want to be last in and first in everything you don't want to be first in. And yet this school exists in a community where they don't need barbed wire fences, they don't need security guards.
It's a community school.
Because, you know, with Feeding Northeast Florida and some other partners that we have, we do mobile pantries there. We feed the entire surrounding community on campus, at the school. We have other initiatives to bring the community in. The families of the children who attend have to sign basically a contract that they are going to volunteer and be a part of the school.
Okay.
So if you're wearing a Tiger uniform and you're walking down the street in these neighborhoods that are pretty tough, you almost have a protected badge on your shirt. And even the young people on the street that you know could present an issue, they see a kid in a Tiger uniform and they even want for them. And that's because we've wrapped our arms around the entire surrounding community.
Sure.
And we're fortunate at Bono's to be able to, you know, put on mobile pantries, and I serve on the board there. And you know, we love to give back to the community that has served us and supported us and made us successful for, you know, 73 years. So it's one example of collaborating with different amazing organizations in town to support our community, and then the result is bringing people up, you know, and giving them the opportunity to succeed. These children that go there, we follow them all the way through until, you know, after they leave Tiger, we follow them all the way through graduation and middle school and high school. And we've created scholarships at JU, we've created scholarships at UNF, strictly for the KIPP school and the Tiger Academy kids, so that the finish line stops moving. You know, we tell these kids to achieve and they'll have every opportunity that anyone else will have. The fact of the matter is, even if they do achieve and get to that level, money, geography, there are other issues at hand where that finish line moves right when they get to it. Our goal is to keep that finish line right there where it is for everyone else.
It's not.
So now if they can get into JU, if they can get into UNF, money will be no object. And so they can attend their universities and hopefully tell their story and become business leaders of tomorrow in this town and give other people hope that those opportunities exist.
Wonderful. Bueno, la Academia Tiger Academy acá en Jacksonville, que es una escuela pública, que es un charter school que trabaja con la escuela pública, es un programa que ayuda a toda la comunidad, y él, siendo parte del restaurante, apoya a la escuela para poder dar comida a la comunidad y apoyar al crecimiento de todos los estudiantes. Y es más, cuando los estudiantes lo ven hasta en las comunidades que a veces son medias peligrosas, los niños que tienen sus camisas que dicen Tiger Academy siempre los dejan pasar, los niños malos, porque saben que son parte de la comunidad de Tiger Academy. Y no solo eso, pero apoyan a los estudiantes desde que empezaron hasta que se gradúan y hasta cuando entran a la universidad, con becas y todo pagado, porque no quiere tener límites para los niños que llegan a sus metas con las notas y estudiar, y después no poder entrar a estudiar porque no pueden pagar. Entonces es un programa increíblemente bondadoso, y bueno, otra razón por qué queríamos tenerlo al señor Josh Martino acá en el show. Y bueno, Josh, I wanted to talk about some of the efforts that you're doing as well to help people who maybe sometimes live far away from you know, a location, and what you kind of do to kind of help those people not have to have transportation be a barrier to getting to work.
So one thing we're very fortunate to have is multiple locations throughout Jacksonville and St. Augustine, really all throughout the Southeast, but as it pertains to Jacksonville, you know, we understand transportation can be a challenge if you don't have a car, and especially with gas prices being what they are today, some people spend their entire paycheck getting to work every day, or they have to leave so early to catch a bus that and get home so late they miss time, valuable time with their family. And you know, I know that in the house that I grew up in, the dinner table is a very sacred place, you know, and maybe that's why I ended up in the restaurant business. So I care about getting people home at a reasonable hour, or not making them leave at a reasonable hour just to come to work every day. So the first question we ask job applicants is, where do you live? And odds are we have a store within a mile or two from where they live. And so we will make a spot, we will make an opportunity at that location for that person, so that maybe it's a shorter bus ride or a shorter drive, or they could carpool with somebody, or even walk or ride a bike.
Okay.
Because, you know, transportation is one of the biggest hurdles to, you know, job opportunities these days. So it really opens it up to every community, regardless of, you know, economic feasibility. And so that's a big barrier to knock down.
Justo le estaba preguntando, yo me di cuenta que no le había dado la traducción de mi pregunta, pero lo que le estaba preguntando es cómo hace Bonos para ayudar a la gente que a veces quiere trabajar en los restaurantes, pero por ahí está trabajando en un restaurante que está muy lejos y no pueden llegar porque de repente ahora tienen que tomar un bus que toma 5 horas para llegar, o no tienen cómo ir. Entonces lo que hacen en el restaurante es tratan de encontrar otra localidad, que como por suerte tienen tantas localidades, que él puede a veces mover un empleado a otro lugar para que solamente tengan entre 1 y 2 millas de donde viven, para poder llegar o encontrarle a alguien que los puede llevar, o hacer un arreglo donde pueden ir más rápido con el sistema de transporte público. Y eso la verdad que no se ve nunca. That isn't really heard of, you know, people actually trying to help you get, you know, to work. It's more like, what can you do for me versus what can I do for you? And so that's an amazing perspective, and I'm sure it gives back to our community when you get that grateful employee.
100%. To your point, I'll try my hand at a little Spanish, but tenemos 30 personas quien trabajan a Bonos por más de 25 años. And that's not an accident. You know, we think it's because we treat people fair, we pay them well, we try and get them home at a reasonable hour. We're not a late night restaurant. You know, we close at 9 o'clock. You know, we try and build families to support our family, which is our work family, you know, and we think that's resonated with the community for a long time. So we make the effort to bring people in, wrap our arms around them, and give them every opportunity to succeed.
Wonderful. Bueno, sí, no sé si entendieron, pero tienen 25 empleados, no, 30 empleados que han estado más de 25 años trabajando, y eso demuestra que la gente quiere trabajar ahí, y los protegen y los cuidan, y eso quiere decir que Bono en realidad es un buen programa para nuestra comunidad hispana, un buen restaurante para un buen empleador para nuestra gente hispana. Y cuando ven los avisos, we'll put the information on the screen.
Sure.
Vamos a poner la información para que ustedes puedan comunicarse con los trabajos que tienen disponibles, así pueden aprender de cómo conectarse ustedes con Bono's Barbecue. Bueno, queremos agradecerle a Josh por estar acá con nosotros. Thank you, sir, for being here today.
Gracias.
Y gracias a ustedes por ver el show. Y bueno, espero que se puedan conectar con nuestros amigos de Bonos. Y bueno, los agradecemos. Y bueno, para la siguiente edición de Aquí en tu comunidad, no se la pierdan. Nos vemos y siempre acuérdense que se tengan respeto entre ustedes. Hasta luego.